Hey guys, first off, I've got some really awesome news for you. Guess who's having a baby? Me! I am pregnant. I just went and got a test done to confirm it, but I already had another one test and it said I was, so. Um, with that being said, since tomorrow is Halloween, I wanted to share with you I have a book here. It's World's Scariest Places, Haunted, Creepy, and Abandoned. And since I live in the USA, I thought I'd share with you one of the things from the White House. The White House is at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and it's in Washington, D.C. For those of you who are out of the country and don't know, it's said to be haunted by presidents, so this should be interesting. I'll read to you what it says. Maybe it was the scotch, or the exhaustion after a long day, or the late hour, or some combination of the above. But the story goes that British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, while visiting the White House, emerged from a long bath only to confront the ghost of Abraham Lincoln. Churchill happened to be stark naked at the time, but in full possession of his wits. "Good evening, Mr. President. You seem to have me at a disadvantage." Lincoln just smiled and vanished. Only Churchill and perhaps Lincoln know if this famous tale is true. Still, it stands as one of many 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue stories, a good many of them starring Lincoln. The spirit of the 16th President of the United States has been spotted or felt by the wives of Presidents Calvin Coolidge, Theodore Roosevelt, and Lyndon Johnson, as well as the Queen of the Netherlands, who saw him in his top hat and promptly fainted. As far as anyone knows, only Churchill was naked for a sighting. Abe is not the only spirit roaming about, nor are they all presidents. Abigail Adams, wife of the second president, John Adams, has been reputed to move about in a cap and shawl, sometimes appearing as if she's carrying laundry. President Howard Taft supposedly saw her floating through doors. James Madison's wife, Dolly Madison, is said to show up in the Rose Garden, which she originally planted in the early 1800s, and her spirit once chided gardeners not to dig it up. To this day, White House visitors pick up a mysterious whiff of the perennial flower that many attribute to her ghost. As for the other chief executives, Thomas Jefferson has been heard playing his violin, William Henry Harrison stomps through the attic, and John Tyler keeps proposing over and over to his wife. A potty-mouthed Andrew Jackson is said to make repeated appearances. Mary Todd Lincoln reportedly heard him swearing, and Harry Truman recalls that while he never saw Old Hickory, he could sense both Jackson and Theodore Roosevelt. I sit here in this old house and work on foreign affairs, read reports and work on speeches, all the while listening to the ghosts walk up and down the hallway, and even right here in the study, the 33rd president wrote. The floors pop and the drapes move back and forth. I can just imagine old Andy and Teddy having an argument over Franklin. And there's a little side note here. Hillary and Eleanor. Bill Clinton said that in 2012 that wife Hillary liked to commune with Eleanor Roosevelt on a regular basis. Was Bill joking? No, but he was referring to therapeutic sessions and not any type of satanic ritual of speaking to the dead. And if there's the pictures here, I'll show you some pictures. There's a picture of the White House with the lightning behind it. Of course, the lettering's backwards for you guys. And then, let's see, this is Abigail Adams. This is Andrew Jackson. Of course, this is Lincoln. And up here, we have Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and the British Prime Minister. So, I hope you guys like that. I can actually read you another one. Let's see, where is it at? I'm going to read you one from closer to home for me. Well, sort of close. It takes place out in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's called Eastern State Penitentiary. This place was a huge prison, as you can see. That's just one of the many halls. These up along here and those down here are all cells, and they were solitary cells. You didn't have a partner in those rooms like you do today. But yeah, it was a major prison. So, here we go. When Al Capone arrived at Eastern State Penitentiary in 1929 to serve his first federal time, the gangster got the kind of special treatment he'd come to expect due to his money and notoriety. His well-appointed cell featured oriental rugs, lamp, cabinets, radio, fancy desk, and upholstered chairs. An oil painting hung over his bed. Note, not all prisoners got that. This is just Capone. But over the next 8 months, the violent crime boss and bootlegger, known as Scarface, would find that no amount of jailhouse luxury would spare him the terrors contained within this Philadelphia prison's stone walls. At night, guards would hear Capone screaming in fright, begging a man he called Jimmy to go away and leave him alone. A checkup of the cell would turn up nobody but a rattled Capone. It seemed the nocturnal visitor was Albert Kachelik, a.k.a. Jimmy Clark, the second in command of Chicago's North Side Irish, Capone's rival gang. There was no way he could have snuck into the prison. Clark had been killed just 3 months earlier in the St. Valentine's Day massacre ordered by Capone. They say the hardest time is solitary, and in Eastern State Penitentiary, every cell was a single occupancy. When moved, the inmates had their heads shrouded so they couldn't interact with other prisoners. The theory was that alone time would allow self-reflection for one's transgressions. That may be so, but solitary confinement accomplished something else. It drove prisoners crazy. Built in 1829, Eastern State Penitentiary still stands, a fortress with vaulted ceilings, a place where untold numbers of prisoners died in violence and suicide, and many more succumbed to disease. Eastern State inflicted its most severe punishment on the mind. The spirits, some believe, have not forgotten. Reports of shadows darting across the catwalks, wild temperature swings, and the sounds of laughter and whispers. The stars of the TV show Ghost Hunters claim to have witnessed the same walking shapes. I've seen this on TV. I saw it too. Others have seen the image of a prison guard still standing watch in the tower. And many visitors report similar eerie feelings of being watched by something somewhere. Eastern State plays down its paranormal reputation, and guides note that visitors' imaginations have a way of running wild. It's a lot harder to find a believer than it is to find a skeptic here, one guide told NPR. We at Eastern State do not claim that the prison is haunted. That rusty torture chair in photos? It's actually an old barber's chair. Even Capone's visions could be attributed to intense stress aggravated by the mental effects of the syphilis that would ultimately kill him. Still, the prison hosts haunted house attractions to raise money to maintain the site. And even seasoned guides admit to events that can't be explained. A movement over there, a sound over there. A flashlight that mysteriously conks out, leaving plenty of room to wonder. Now, this is what they would wear when they would transport. See the mask? And then if you look here, this is Al Capone. This was his pictures that they took when he was arrested. And then there's one of the hallways. And when I say this place is big, this place is huge. So, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I might have to make another video here with some more of these. So, for right now, I am going to stop, and I have some things to do around the house, and I have to get a hold of my brother because he and his family are moving in with us for a little while. So, alrighty. I will talk to you kids later. If you don't hear from me the rest of the day or tomorrow, I might try to make another video today. I want to wish you all a very, very happy Samhain. Happy Halloween. Samhain is what us Wiccans like to call it. Yes, I am Wiccan. Hope you all get tons of candy and have loads of fun. I myself will be trick-or-treating with my husband and my 2 sons and the little one. And I will be dressed as Harley Quinn. I've got, well, as you can see, got my nails all ready, got my hair all ready. I've got the Harley Quinn shirt, and I'm going to wear jeans because it's chilly out there. But yeah, I'm pretty much all ready. I just got to do some tattoo work on me and that sort of thing. So, like I said, everybody have a great Halloween, and I will talk to you later. Bye, kids.